Good morning, and what a beautiful day to be here. Happy Women's Day to all the amazing women. I'm such a supporter of, having women just express their desires and their power to really create a better world. And to the beautiful men, to the beautiful men that are here supporting us too. So, wow. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you for the invitation. It is, I'm so grateful to be here today. And yeah, so a little bit about me. As you heard, I'm from Portugal. I come from a very humble family. And when I was 19, I moved to London. I lived for about 5-6 years in London. Then I thought about, I need to get some more sun in my life, because London was very beautiful, like a different culture, a different mind opening for me, but I needed more. So I traveled a little around the world, and I ended up in Miami, fall in love with this amazing guy, then just wanted to get this luxurious life, this successful life. And to me, success back then meant having a beautiful home, having a nice marriage, having a nice car, and living in an amazing city as Miami. To me, that was success. And yeah, that was me going on this journey of putting myself out there. But things are not always so easy, and life throws us back, stuff to us. And got some drama in my life, some hard times. Financially, we were not so well. Then my husband at the time lost his job, and there was all this, hard moments on my shoulders. Then my family back home also needed my help. And then suddenly I see myself working day and night and struggling and so intense. And I was really lost on who I was at the time. I felt very insecure, did not understand my path, did not understand why was everything happening to me. I felt like I was really the victim of all my circumstances. Then there was a shift that happened. There was a conference that I went on this empowering women, and the speaker on stage started talking about working from passion. Let's find that niche that you love so much. And I remember sitting on the back thinking, working from passion. I work to pay my bills. I work to help my family. I work to, get my marriage back on and just help everybody. I'm just so tired. But then that really gave me a light bulb in my mind. I was like, yeah, what is my passion? I had lost it completely. I was just working. But finding out my passion, what do I really love? So that's when I opened my interior design business, and it was beautiful, the progress and the journey that I took. I went into studying Feng Shui, which I loved. It has everything to do with energy, and it's like, this is me. Let's look more beyond the interior design. Let's look more beyond like every single piece. Like, what's the meaning? I try and find meaning on everything in life, everything I do. That took me in a beautiful path, but also starting my interior design business allowed me to see a lot of fears that I was still having within me of charging a client. I started to charge like this much because I did not believe I was able to. Who am I to charge this much more? And then I was attracting the kind of clients that was only my fee. The kind of client that wanted discounts, the kind of client that did not appreciate my work, and it was just so hard. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? I'm like, I'm such a nice person. What am I doing wrong? again, I was becoming the victim, and I'm like, no, there's something wrong in here. I love manifesting, and I talk about this. I talk about that we all deserve to live in full abundance. We all grow, and we all born to live the life we desire. So, okay, what am I doing wrong? Okay, nothing wrong. I just gotta work within me. So I started this beautiful spiritual journey of working within first, understanding my fears, putting my fears out there and learning from it. So it was about like maybe 4 years ago that I embarked on this spiritual journey. And the more I worked on myself, the confident I was. And then I was more able to stand straight in front of my client and say, no, that's the price. And this is who I am. Would you like to work with me? And now I have the luxurious of choosing my clients and not just begging for them to choose me, but more like, okay, this is what I have to offer, right? If you are aligned with my vision, and if I can complement your idea, let's collaborate. This is not someone struggling to make someone else happy, but more like a collaboration. So that made me a lot stronger and allowed me to define who I was and gave me strength to put my voice out there and to really start this process of the art of intention. And then I created the concept of the art of living in harmony. Because I realized that all my projects, my clients would come in and they were like, oh, it feels so peaceful, it's so tranquil. Like, what are you doing here? And it was a common thing for everybody that would come to my spaces. And I'm like, yes, this is my niche. This is what I'm really strong at. Let me hold on to this and create something really good. So that's when I felt I need to grab into this. This is who I am, and more I became, stronger on my spiritual journey, and I wanted to combine both. So who am I today? I'm this. I do the interior design spaces, but more than that, I bring to my clients the journey of understanding their emotions, understanding the intention of the space. What is the intention of that specific space? And then we go from there. And a lot of the times there's this stuff that really hold us back, like emotions that we've been blocking. So the client says, this is my intention, but I don't want to get rid of certain pieces. And then we go from there. Let's find out the reason we don't want to get rid of certain pieces. Sometimes it's because we hold back like past memories, and we don't want to leave those memories, and so we hold on to those pieces, furniture, and that's the first thing that we understand, like blockage in our lives. And I go through another service of including card reading, for example. I love it, because it does express a lot of our energy. I also do cleaning of the space. I add, sound healing, for example, which also heals the body through vibration, and it heals the space, and it really cleans out the energy, any heavy energy that the space might have. I'm gonna have a second, and I'm gonna grab a little bit of water. Thank you. So there's a lot of things that I now add into my services, which really aligns to who I am today, and it makes me feel that I am finally speaking my truth, and very aligned with what I want to show to the world, and use this as an inspiration. So cards from Palo Santo. If you follow me, for example, I do a lot of my Palo Santo. I love it, which also cleans the energy of the space, and is amazing for meditation. If you are someone that wants to try or starting the journey of meditating, or if you've been doing it for a while, you will connect a lot more if you have a Palo Santo, which is a little stick. It's sacred, and you just burn it out and just have that while you meditate for 5-10 minutes in the morning. That really grounds you to Mother Earth and the infinite, to Source. Yeah, so that's things that I include now on my services that really makes my service a lot more truth to who I am today. So I know I have a very short time, and I want to share a couple of things with you. I also have, like I said, I've studied the Feng Shui, so I might share some of that today because it's interesting on people that like to know more behind it, like how do we manage the energy in the home, and how can we bring more abundance to the home and to our lives, because really our home is so sacred. Our home is a space that we go into after work, and we must replenish our energy when we are in our home. So our home really needs to connect. It needs to be the space that we are grounding ourselves, and we can just shut down the outer world, shut down the problems, like not bringing those problems into the working problems into our home. Our home really should be this Zen, peaceful, or whatever else you want to create. If you have a lot of gatherings, for example, in the living room, you could create a more active energy there. But for example, use your bedroom as a more Zen, because it is important to the resting hours that you have to replenish that energy for the following day. Otherwise, we just go in this circle of like working really hard. And don't get me wrong, I used to be very proud to say that I'm busy. I am so busy. Yes, sorry, I can't have coffee with you. I'm busy. I have all this client. I'm busy. Now I'm not anymore. Now I understand my incense, and most everybody's incense is to be present, to be calm mind, to not multitask. We are not multitaskers. We're meant to do one thing at a time, because when we focus in one thing at a time, we do it well the first time, and it gets done, and we have our intention, so it is a lot stronger and it has meaning. When we multitask, we might be very we get work done faster and all that, but you don't know what you just did, and you just become like this, and you don't appreciate, and you go back home and you're not grateful for the work you did. You're not as present. So yeah, so I could talk a little bit about the energy behind the home, and I can talk about, I have seven tools that I use on my own life, on my own day. I can share about that too. And some of the tools you probably already do and use, but I love these. I love to share these, mostly to become that successful person, to have that successful day. You must quiet your mind first. You must be in peace with yourself. You must be in connection with yourself and understand your passion and work from your passion, and not just work because you have to pay the bills, as I did many years. So if you don't mind, I'll be sharing 7 quick tools. So my first tool that I love to say is the starting your day with an intention. We talk a lot about this already, but it is so important, because before you get out of the home, if you have your intention, you are able to connect to that intention throughout the day. And guess what? There's problems going to come in, and everybody has problems. And there's that client that's going to call and is going to say, maybe scream at you, or maybe not happy with something you did. And as an interior designer, that happens quite often. We make it seem like, everything is great, everything is beautiful. But before the beautiful room that we created, there's a lot of things behind it, behind the scenes. There's a lot going on. And yeah, a lot of people following me and tell me, you know, how can you be so zen and so in harmony? Well, number one, I manifest that, but it's all about like going back to my intention, my first intention. Sometimes we call it mantra. I like to call it mantra. What is your mantra for today? My mantra for today was to be as vulnerable as I can with you and be an inspiration to whoever I can and just be me, talk my truth. So that will bring me to my intention, and that's why I'm here. Number two, deep breathing. Who in here forgets to breathe? We don't even realize we forget to breathe. So I'm going to suggest you take 3 deep breaths if you want to follow me. This will be amazing just to relax your stress for the morning. So I will suggest to uncross your legs and just follow me on a big deep breath, as in breathing in deeply and breathing out. And again, deep breathing in. Connect with who you are, relax your shoulders, and breathing out. Relax the muscles of your face and breathing in again. And with a nice smile of in your face, just breathe out slowly. Yes, this is something we forget to do, and is the number one thing that will help you as soon as a worry or some kind of stress comes into your mind. What we normally do is the opposite. We tense, and from there we make decisions. So the decisions get to be like rushing decisions, or we get to explode on someone, or it's someone else's fault. No, if we give a deep breath in, we become back to our center. Number 3, meditation. You know, it's very popular these days, but it has changed my way of seeing life. And even if you only have 5-10 minutes, or if you're not into like if it's difficult for you to quiet your mind, just put a meditation song for 5-10 minutes and disconnect with the world. During my meditation, I also connect with my intention. So while I meditate, I'm connecting with my intention, and that makes me see of like who I really am, and not what the world wants to see me. Not creating success because I want people to admire me, but more like I want to admire myself and make myself happy. And as I'm making myself happy, like everybody else will support me. Number 4 is about the home. I love to talk about this because we do tend to, you know, in the rushing days, we tend to accumulate stuff, and we tend to, create like maybe areas in our home that are not as perfect as we wish they were. But, you know, clutter really clutters your mind. So a cluttered home would be a cluttered mind. The more clear you are on your home, the more clean any dust that it has, and clean anything that you have too many of. It will allow you to have more clarity in your mind, and will allow you to be more creative. Sometimes, you know, even creative people, sometimes we can be messy, and sometimes our desk is like full of stuff. I have an area that I can be messy, but my desk, as I walk in, it needs to be clean. I tell all my office members to make sure my desk is always clean, because if I come in and if I have a lot of bills, I'm not going to be creative. And, you know, as an interior designer, you guys know we do have a lot of the business behind it. It gets so stressful. I'm like, I want to just create. I just want to make things pretty. But it does get stressful when I see a lot of bills and so just having a clean space, so I can only think about my intention and what I'm here for today, and not get overwhelmed with so many tasks to do. So yeah, so clear home, clear mind will also elevate your mood, will also improve the relationships you have within the home, everybody that lives within the home, your family, everybody will be just more quiet. And you will realize once you get rid of stuff, once you get rid of any clutter that you have, you know, even if it's in your closet, even if it's in a living room, or like me, I like to read and I have a lot of books, but too many books becomes clutter as well. And just getting rid of stuff and donating, doing charity, will create a more, it will elevate the energy of the home and will allow you to feel more like, wow, I feel so nice. So if you try it out, you will feel the following day like, wow, I feel like less heavy. Step number 5 is creating this mantra, creating this intention for your day, or going through any stressful moment, just shake your body. Don't get so tense. Life is not so, hard and not so, serious as we make it. In the beginning of my interior design journey, I was seeing myself, this young little girl, and I need to show the world that I'm serious, and everybody needs to respect me. So I needed to be serious. So I start dressing up very serious, and here am I, like, in this table full of architects and GCs and like a man world, right? And I need to be serious. Everybody needs to respect me, and I lost who I was. So I'm really glad I was able to come back and just be more relaxed. So shaking your body, if there's a stressful situation, go to the bathroom on your own and shake it. Just be who you are and just shake that tension. That will really create space within the muscles and all your cells to have more clear mind. Because if you stress and tense, you're not going to think clear, and you're going to make maybe any decision that then you regret. Step number 6, I use sound healing. Sound healing, I use my Tibetan bowls. The sound heals and goes through your body in amazing ways, and also creates a space between tension within the body. I also use that to clean the home, the sound healing. If you don't have any instrument that plays song, use your own voice. Unblock that, the throat chakra, and use your own voice. Do or put some music and use your voice to. The voice creates a vibration, and it really removes the tension of your body, because you're using, and it vibrates within you. And if you use sounds like the and all that, it is a lot better. So express yourself. Step number 7, journaling. Sometimes we have a beautiful day, we meet a client, and that one, comment from a client really made us feel so great. Why did you feel so great about that comment? And what really made you feel so happy? And then the opposite, if you have a moment that did not go so well, just also write it down. Writing it down is a way to just express ourselves. Sometimes we don't, we go home and we don't want to just dump everything into our partner, or maybe our partner is not available, or maybe we don't have a partner. And I talk to my cat a lot. And he shows me how to relax. He's like, oh, he relaxes. I'm like, I don't want to be more like you. But writing it down, writing emotions, good and bad, just create a little habit of 5-10 minutes a day to have your emotions on paper. Once they are on paper, they're not on you. So you get a more clear mind, and so you can work better the following day. So yeah, I work with my clients from the inside out. I love creating the spaces with harmony, and harmony to me is really who I am, and is a beautiful concept, but also starts within us. And this is what my passion is bringing me today to talk about. It all starts within us. Because it really doesn't matter if you live in a beautiful home and everything is zen and in harmony and beautiful, but then we are in conflict within us. And so everything that we get outside and we attract the conflict clients, and then we attract the conflict projects, and then our projects are just it's just so hard, and we get so many people calling us for problems. So the world is showing us, it's a mirror of us. You're not really the victim. I wasn't the victim. I created that so I could learn my path, so I could understand how important harmony was for me, so I could stand here today and talk about what I love, which is harmony. So yeah, so that's what I have to share with you today. I hope, it was short, but I really hope you could get something out of this. And one thing that you could take home, apart from the 7 tools, is to always be true to yourself. We're not here to impress anybody. We are here to really make ourselves happy and joyous. So this is all from me today. You can follow me on my social media. I would love to. Inês Martins Design. I love getting, comments and hearing the other people's processes, because we all have our own process and our own dramas, our own things. And never forget that those dramas today or from the past are always, we've created them so we can use them today to empower someone else through our own story. So yes, thank you. This is all for me today. Thank you.
How about that?
Thank you.
Yes,
Questions,
please.
sure.
Questions?
Please.
Did you have a hard time, kind of bringing in, because of course, you go and you think, and to bring in the feng shui or to bring in other things to talk about people's items and stuff. Did you have a hard time kind of bringing that all in, and how did you get past it?
Sure. Well, that was all about the conflicts inside me, who am I to really talk about this, or my own conflicts of my own fears of am I really, there's so many people out there that know a lot more than me, and why would they choose me? All these things that come to my mind and come to everybody's mind is like we are our own enemies, the worst enemies. We just say so many bad things about ourselves. It's like we don't need an enemy. So my path was really on that spiritual journey to connect, and I invest on myself a lot. I've done all the workshops. I'm on everything. I love learning, because the more you know about yourself, the more you understand who you are and what's your mission, what's your goal. Because we're not really here to have a normal day, a normal life. We are here with a mission. So let's find that mission. Did I go way too far from your question? Sorry. Yes. Hi.
I love your speech.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank
I
you.
wanted to ask you, what is that water you're drinking with?
I love everything that I do has either crystals or Palo Santo or sound. So this will energize the water. It's rose quartz, so it's all about love, opening your heart. And having the water touching the quartz, it kind of energizes. And so the intention is to bring more love into it. Awesome. Yeah? Thank you. Thank you, Sura. I got it online, but you can get it in some stores. Yes. Yes.
What would you recommend to someone where the home is both the home, the resting space, and the workplace?
Yeah. Yes. Amazing question. Thank you for that. We should always, no should. It will benefit you more if you separate. Even if your home is small, creating a separation between the office space and where you live and where living room or bedroom. I would not suggest to have your computer in your bedroom. It's energy-wise is it will constantly remind you that you are at work, so you do not disconnect completely. Unconsciously will always bring into what do I have to do, and not, for example, you won't have such a strong bond with your partner, because the bedroom is very sacred. Should only be for resting. Not even a TV should be in a bedroom, honestly. But if you have, for example, where do you share that? Do you share in the living room?
It's not another bedroom that's just been turned into a big office.
Okay, that's okay. Just close the door. You leave your work, you close the door, that's it for the day. And then you have your day with your family or whatever you want to do during your day, but then you close the door. But it's okay to have a separate room. Yeah.
Question.
Sure.
How do you categorize your style? What makes your style unique?
Harmony. It's all about harmony. I love, if you follow my design on Instagram, I love the Zen colors. I love to use, well, this is a very important question actually. I use all the elements. So the element of fire, metal, wood, earth, and water. Having a space with all of those elements will create a balance. So sometimes you walk inside a space and you're like, wow, this feels so balanced. And it's not just because it's pretty, but also because it has a little bit of all the elements. So yes, so if, for example, and also the masculine and feminine energy, balancing them out is very important to feel that you are in a Zen space. So there's a lot of spaces that I walk in and it's very masculine. And what's a masculine space? It's like maybe just a glass box home. It's very masculine because it has a lot of light coming in. And if you use white floors, it's more masculine. And if you use white furniture, leather, everything is very masculine. So what you have to do is to balance out with some feminine energy, which will be more like round shapes, and maybe add some curtains that have texture, and maybe add a rug, a nice beautiful rug. So anything that is warm, cozy, texture, darker colors, all that is feminine. So having a balance between those two, you will affect your energy.
And I didn't realize I saw your work at Casa Forest.
Yeah.
If any of you
Yeah.
attended Casa Forest, Inês had a showroom in there.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And any other questions?
Yes.
So, for example, in the commercial field, like I'm sure everybody has a store, has a commercial thing to do. You know, we all do business. How would you incorporate the Zen part, like the water, the fire, the all elements in the world in your company or in the place that you're working? That obviously is not your house, but it's a part of commercial. But you also want to attract people in your place without thinking like, oh, that person is a hippie, forget about it. You know what I'm saying? Usually happens.
Yes.
So it's like, how would you incorporate, especially in a decorational way of projecting this without being that out there?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Sure. So the face of any commercial space and the face of any home is the most important, is what gives you the first impression. So the lobby, for example, if you have a company that has a lobby, I would create that lobby as warm as possible and as inviting as possible. I love using wallpapers and anything that gives texture to create warmth. Even though the company and maybe the office space might be more corporate, but the first impression of the company, create that warmth and create that inviting so the client can come in and feel this is inviting and having a nice seating area to, you know, to really bring in that good energy. I also would use all the elements in there. If you even can use a little water fountain, something small, just has the sound of water. It's really refreshing and really relaxing. Maybe art that will show nature, and of course it would have to do with the company's style and all that, but bring some warmth to that because people like that. People feel comfortable, yeah, and they don't want to leave. When some places are really good, you just want to leave. You're like, yeah, I'm staying here. Oh, yeah, all my friends go to my home and like, I'm staying here. This feels good.